going. I have the script on one screen and another screen here with the gallery view and the conversation screen over here.
Right.
Trying to figure out how we're going to do this and what looks we want and all this stuff. And then we're going to try and put it all together so it's somewhat seamless. Some people's equipment is better and some people's isn't. Some people have ring lights and all the things they need for self-taping. And some people are in their basements. I asked them to hang a white sheet. That was the only requirement. If you can get it. And some
the requirement?
The white sheet. You got to hang a white sheet behind you so that everybody can see it.
Okay.
But as we go forward, we'll keep playing with the technology part of it too. I mean, the first thing we did was get high-speed internet so that there was no glitching. That was the big one, because as soon as there's a glitch, you're like, and so we're hoping that will be limited as much as possible, so that we can keep people in. It's like a play. You don't want anybody looking at the lights. So you don't want anybody going, well, the cat needs to be fed or the dog needs to be walked,
Right.
Even though you can hit pause, that's the nice thing.
Right.
The curtain speech will be, you can leave your cell phones out. Intermission is whenever you want it. All right. So there you are.
And are you going to have props and costumes and all of those nice effects? Yeah.
We have, I hired the whole crew of designers who have done online Zoom meetings to go through people's closets. It's not heavy. There's some fun prop sharing through screens and things like that.
Clever.
I don't want to give any spoilers, but everybody knows there's a handbag in Earnest, and there's some fun stuff there. Gallery mode leaves a lot of fun for Brady bunching, I call it. I'm developing lingo already as a director in Zoom when people can look into different boxes and things like that. But the thing is I never want to pretend or attempt, like there's no virtual backgrounds, there's none of that. I want to keep it simple. I want to keep it story driven. And I hired the designers to make sure that people look good, that they feel good, that there is a sense of even normalcy there. And designers are just as unemployed as we are. So I hired a lighting supervisor, a costume supervisor, a stage manager, and a production manager. So, and it's not a lot of money. It's, maybe your cell phone bill, because we're not making ticket revenue and things like that. Probably not even that. So a lot of it is donation based. It's free programming because I want people to be able to see it. And, if they can donate, they can go to the website. So.
And right now, you guys are an equity company, or is it a mix of equity and non-equity?
It is a mix of equity and non-equity. We're an equity company. So.
Okay. Now, you're directing all three of the productions that you have coming up in Rep? What
was that?
You're directing all three productions?
Yeah, I wouldn't put anybody in that position right now to have to direct. I've directed or been in all three. So right now it's about simplicity and things like that. As we get more comfy, maybe I can put the headphones on and be the technician and let somebody else direct. But right now, I think we're just I'll put all the pressure on me. I'll have the late nights and the sleepless nights, and they can rest and learn their lines right now.
So we've been talking about the Shakespeare Festival that's coming up from the theater company with director Lenny Banovez. And remind me, and for the audience that we watch, what are the dates of the festival and times so people can check it out?
Great. The times vary, but I can tell you that we open on, what month is it right now? May 21st, and we run all the way to June 13th. Most shows, all this information is at TitanTheaterNYC.com, and you can get it all there. The show times are either 7:30 in the evening, or I believe 2 o'clock matinees. We have a couple 2-show days even. That's what we are trying to even recreate that. They're sporadically spread out because, rehearsals and things like that. It takes some time to get the stuff together. But there's 1 week of Earnest, and then Midsummer and Earnest start, and then the last week we'll run all three of them together.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And the performances that are being presented over Zoom, it's all being done over Zoom. They're all being presented in real time as actors are performing and the audience is seeing it, or are you going to perform some and then present the recordings for people to catch on demand?
We will do that. It'll be on demand because we're repeating. So we'll be recording live and then splicing and things like that in between the two cameras, so that that we can run them in rep. We do have live programming. Just like any good Shakespeare festival, we have a Shakespeare impersonator. So before every Shakespeare show, there will be a Facebook or Instagram live of you can talk to William Shakespeare. He'll answer your questions and things like that. And then we have after following all the shows, we have talkbacks. The next day we have coffee talkbacks around noon with two of the actors from the show, so people can log on to Facebook Live or Instagram Live. We're still figuring that part out. Okay. But then how you get e-tickets, you click on e-tickets, it brings you to the email to one of our artistic associates. You get your ticket as a password that allows you 3 hours to watch the show. Mm-hmm. And the shows are pretty short, comparatively speaking. I think Ernest will be the longest because he really can't cut Oscar. Right. But yeah, everything is around an hour and a half to 2 hours. But you have 3 hour window to watch it. So it's just not on loop. And then Broadway on Demand covers all the opening nights. We'll be doing red carpets where we're doing interviews with all the actors from the shows. We really are doing everything we can to make this feel like a festival. One of our costume designers is an expert in Renaissance costuming. We used to work for all the Ren fairs. So he has this glorious collection in his basement. So he's going to do a live stream of how to, he's going to lay out his costumes and teach you how to make them. Things like that. Yeah.
So between the Shakespeare Festival and the Shakespeare Online, right?
Yeah.
Online. And when exactly during the day do you breathe? When is that scheduled for?
Well, it's interesting. We went from being really busy to extremely busy because the unique thing is this is all new. We were really good at doing plays, and even then we were stressing out. And now we're learning how to, Zoom or edit, or we got to take that again and then cut that in and put it in, and it's a very interesting thing. And then now, how do we link all our social media so that the live events can happen over many platforms? And how do we let people know that? We just built a new website where it's all crazy right now, but we have time. So some people hit pause, which is great, and you have to, and even I have, and my wife has, and I try to keep everybody calm. But right now we have the pedals to the metal all the way down. We're flying, and I'm proud of that. We didn't stop to breathe, but we will soon.
And I was checking out your website before we started our chat, and I noticed that you have your own web series, a kind of like a chat series as well. What's that about?
Yeah, I've been lucky enough before I started Titan to have a pretty solid regional career where I've been in contact with a lot of artistic leaders across the country. And I thought one of the things we could do, because we're all talking as actors, there's two really great things about Shakespeare or Shakespeare Online, which I'll talk about now. The first one is these interviews you're talking about, because all the actors are talking. We're all talking. We don't know what's going on. And I thought about, well, what if all the artistic directors start talking and say, hey, this is where we're at. This is what we're thinking. This is what it's like to be an artistic leader right now. And it's proven to be very fruitful to see what companies we've had. Sandy Robbins from Delaware, then we have Mark Boer, all the way in California at PCPA. This week is Mary Candler, who runs an off-Broadway company here called Hedgepig Theater Ensemble. Great company, who I'm sure you're probably familiar with this week. So we're covering Lord to, California to off-Broadway. The week after that is Brent Hazelton from Milwaukee Chamber Theater. It's these really great conversations about leadership right now. And then the other is the Artist Circle, which is part of Shakespeare Online as well. And that is, I hesitate to say support group because none of us have a medical degree. But it's an artist circle where we just get together every Tuesday from 6:30 to 8 and talk. Some people just need to talk, especially as we're locked up in here a little bit longer. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we can go out and we can walk the dog and we can do all those things, but that doesn't mean the world feels great out there. And sometimes when you don't know when your next job is going to be, you want to talk to other people that are like that. And those have been fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So those are the two big ones. And both of those are free. And then everything else is $10. You know, we have acting on camera, Shakespeare intensives. We have at-home scene study. So if you're rooming with an actor and you want to do a scene, you can have one of the resident company members here direct your scene for you so you can keep sharp. Because I think we do need to keep sharp, because when all this is done, people are going to want to do things. They're going to want to see things. And I think it's going to be our job to be able to provide that at a high level.
And I applaud you for all these initiatives you're taking, you and your company. You know, where you guys are located, when you have the physical presence, at least not during the current situation, you guys are located in the downstairs space of the Queen's Theater in the Park, right?
Yeah, Queen's Theater in the Park, right out by Met Stadium and the U.S. Open.
Right.
So everybody goes, that's so far out there. And I go, so is every other Shakespeare festival in the country. Like, Cedar City's in the middle of nowhere. So if you build it, they will come. So we're very lucky. And the people at Queen's Theater, Terrence Sacramone, and everybody there, we found a great home at Queen's Theater. We're very lucky.
You and I believe, I doubt you have any awareness of this, but you and I have a little bit of a shared timeline in that sense. In that, how long have you guys been running shows at Queen's Theater in the Park?
Oh, we moved there, and it was the year of Lear, I call it. It was the year that everybody did King Lear, including us, when BAM did it, Theater for New Audience, Shakespeare in the Park. Oh, I think it's like, I think we've been there 5 years, 6 years, right around there. Yeah.
Okay. So I think I would, during the, you know, I mentioned I was active mostly in the 2010 time period, and during that time I did a few shows in that same space, the downstairs space of the Queen's Theater, that little black box. And it's a great space, but the Queen's Theater itself is gorgeous. It's a wonderful place to be. That you step outside, you see the Unisphere, you see the whole thing, and it's just
it's a great walk.
It's a very majestic place to be. But as you say, it's a little bit off the beaten path, so not everyone knows about it or knows that there's even that secondary space down there. But the company that I was with at that time was running shows there for a bunch of years, and then at a certain point, the management over at Queen's Theater told them, "Hey, listen, guys, we can't renew you. We've got a young start that they're looking to take over the space," and I think that was you guys. So I was done with the company by that time, but it's just very funny that it's where that era ended with the company that I was with. You guys came in and you guys did your run. And I'm very glad you did. I think you guys are doing tremendous work. The initiatives you're taking online, I think, are just fantastic. I encourage anyone who's watching this broadcast to check you guys out. TitanTheaterNYC.com.
Yeah, TitanTheaterNYC.com. We just switched over. So you can still go to TitanTheater.com, but it's now going to start leading you to TitanTheaterNYC.com.
And that's theater, Theater, or RE?
RE, the art form, not the building.
All right. Well, Lenny, listen, I appreciate your time. I know time is one of your most valued commodities right now. And I wish you guys tremendous luck. You say broken legs over Zoom. Broken
let's say no glitches. No glitches.
And I'll definitely be checking out your stuff. Again, if anyone's out there checking this out, Titan Theater, TheaterNYC.com. Lenny, thank you so much for the time, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you. Thank you for spreading the word. It's great to talk to you.
It's a pleasure. All right, take care.